A long time ago in West Africa, there was a powerful kingdom called Mali. The land was wide, and the rivers were big, and the people were many. The soil was rich, and gold lay under the ground like treasure waiting to be found. Traders from far away came to Mali because it was a land of wealth and promise. In this land, a boy named Musa was born. He was not yet king, just a child like any other. Musa grew up hearing stories about great rulers who came before him. He learned about the strength of his people, the beauty of his land, and the wisdom of the elders. Musa was smart, but also calm. He liked to listen more than he spoke. As Musa grew, he became known for his good sense. He was fair and careful with his words. People respected him even before he became king. He believed that wealth was not only for showing off, but for helping others and building strong cities. As Musa grew, he became known for his good sense. He was fair and careful with his words. People respected him even before he became king. He believed that wealth was not only for showing off, but for helping others and building strong cities. One day, when the king of Mali went on a great journey and never returned, Musa was chosen to rule. He became the new king, the Mansa. From that day, he was called Mansa Musa. When Musa sat on the throne, he was young, but he carried himself with the weight of an old man's wisdom. He ruled with justice. He cared about the people, the farmers, the traders, and even the poor who had nothing. The kingdom of Mali was rich in gold. Gold dust shone in the hands of the people. The markets were busy with traders selling salt, clothes, food, and goods from faraway lands. Caravans of camels walked across the desert, carrying loads of salt and gold. Mali was like the heart of trade in West Africa. But Musa was not only rich in gold, he was rich in faith and in learning. He wanted to make Mali known not just for wealth, but also for knowledge, religion, and strong cities. One of the most famous things Musa did was his journey to Mecca. As a Muslim, it was his duty to go on a Hajj. But Musa did not go alone. He wanted to travel in a way that showed the greatness of Mali. So he gathered a huge caravan. Thousands of people followed him. Soldiers, servants, traders, and many others came along. It is said he brought 60,000 men with him. Among them were 12,000 servants, all dressed in fine clothes. They carried gold staffs and wore silk. Musa also brought camels and horses, loaded with gold. Some stories say he took 100 camels, and each camel carried hundreds of pounds of pure gold. Imagine the sight, a long line of camels crossing the desert, glittering with wealth. As they passed through towns and cities, Musa gave out gold freely. He gave it to the poor, to the traders, to the rulers, and to anyone in need. He spent so much gold that, in some places, the value of gold fell and prices changed for years. One of the places the Mansa visited was Cairo in Egypt. People could not believe their eyes. Here was a king from a land far away, so rich that he gave out gold like it was nothing. Some bowed to him, some were amazed. Others whispered about the land he came from. News of Mansa Musa spread across Africa, the Middle East, and even into Europe. After the long journey, Musa returned to Mali, but he did not come back empty-handed. He brought with him scholars, architects, and books. He had seen the great cities of the world, and he wanted Mali to shine just as bright. He built mosques, schools, and libraries. The city of Timbuktu became a center of learning. Students came from far places. Students came from far places to read, study, and share knowledge. The mosques Musa built were not only places of prayer, but also places where wisdom grew. Mansa Musa knew that wealth could build more than places. It could build minds. And when the mind is rich, the people are rich too. Under Mansa Musa, Mali stretched far and wide. The kingdom was so large that it covered lands where today we find many countries. The Niger River flowed like a silver snake through the land, giving water and life to farms and villages. The markets of Mali were full of life. Traders sold spices, clothes, salts, and gold. The air was filled with sounds of drums and voices. Camels came and went, carrying goods across the hot desert. At night, the stars over Mali shone bright, as if they too were watching the greatness of the kingdom. The people of Mali loved Mansa Musa. They spoke of him with pride. They told their children stories of how he gave to the poor, how he brought learning to their cities, and how he made Mali a name known in the world. Far away in Europe, map makers began to draw Africa with a new face on their maps. They drew a king holding a golden coin. That king was Mansa Musa. They had never seen Mali, but they had heard of its king, who was said to be the richest man in history. Historians, travelers, and storytellers wrote about him. They said his wealth could not be measured. Some said no man before or after was as rich as Mansa Musa. But Musa was not only remembered for his gold. He was remembered for his generosity, for his wisdom, and for the way he lifted his kingdom. In the later years of his life, Musa grew older but never stopped caring about his people. When he died, his people mourned deeply. They knew they had lost a great king, a king who made their land shine like the sun. And even today, hundreds of years later, the story of Mansa Musa is told. People call him the richest man who ever lived. But those who look closer know he was more than that. He was a builder of cities, a lover of knowledge, and a king who gave more than he took. So, this is the story of Mansa Musa, a boy from Mali who became a king who became a legend. His journey across the desert, his gold, his kindness, and his wisdom are still remembered. When you hear his name, you do not only think of riches, you think of a man who made his land proud and whose story will live forever. Thank you for watching this amazing video. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell notification icon to get notified anytime we post a new video. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye.